Hello, welcome back to Can't Fake Real. We are going to do a full moon check-in for the last full moon of the year in Gemini tonight, also known as the cold moon. So yeah, we're heading into winter here in the Northern Hemisphere. I got my flannel on. I just took my beanie off, and you can really feel the bite in the air now. This is the last super full moon of the year. I read that it's the closest or highest full moon in like 18 something years. So there's definitely powerful energies. I couldn't go to bed till 6 a.m. today. And so naturally, like I do feel like heightened energy with a full moon myself, but this one feels extra potent. So just wanted to pull some cards, check in, do a little bit of Reiki clearing here, energy for the new year, and see what comes up. The full moon is in Gemini, but we're in Sagittarius season. And so if you know any of the Sages around you, the archers, they are always adventurous and spontaneous, and most of the Sagittarius people I know are always wanting to learn something new and explore. They're just really, really fun people. And so that energy kicking off the holiday season feels very potent right now. I'm going to use a couple new decks. Usually I do have my Alchemy deck that we always use. And I may or may not pull up a tarot card, but I wanted to bring in the moon deck just because I haven't pulled from the moon deck, Moonology. And I have the Archetype, Caroline Myss Archetype. She's a wonderful author, healer. And then I have another deck of hers called Healing Cards, which is just like a what am I trying to say? Just like a saying. Okay, so I'm going to start with the Archetype cards because I want to know what is the energies like that we maybe are wrapping up. I have a little snake crystal here. Since this has been the year of the snake and the final shedding before we move into 222 on the clock, the year of the horse next year. So what kind of archetypes, if you don't know, are they've been around since Plato, and they're basically patterns or roles. The mother is an archetype, the father, the priest, the prostitute, the child. There's different versions of the child. I think there's the magical child, the natural child. And so archetypes, I think the first time I ever learned about them was in college. And they're a way, again, to tell a story, to explain, energies and patterns that for forever have been around. And that's why I do these readings. That's why I'm so drawn to just oracle decks. So let me just focus here now. Thank you for being here and checking in. I like to shuffle on camera and pick up. If you're here, it's not an accident. There are how many other channels and memes and cats you can be watching, but you're here today. So we have the Dilettante. So it says, the light attributes are delights in the arts without having to be a professional, alerts you to the danger of becoming superficial in your pursuits. The shadow attributes are pretension to much deeper knowledge than you actually possess. This makes me think of my Sagittarius friends that are always, like I said, learning something new, or they're artists in their lives. And it's like this constant pursuit, right, that we have to know ourselves, not only, but then the world around us, and how that can be really beautiful. But I think when we neglect to sink deeper into something, how many of us keep busy to not have to feel or sit still or face the mess that we're needing to clean up. And so dilettante, it's a big word if you don't look it up, but that's kind of it plays into the Sagittarius in my opinion. Themes and archetypes. We have the monk and nun is another archetype that's come here, and that is selfless devotion and single-minded dedication to spirit. And the shadow attribute is negative judgment of the physical world, excess piety. Balance. Again, like balance. Light and dark. There's the yin and yang for everything. Again, I'm a Libra rising. As you move later in life, they say we identify more with our rising signs. And so my messages here are probably going to be about balance and finding equilibrium and knowing that we have to dance with the dark to honor the light. And I'm a Reiki master, and my lineage is based on Kali and her symbols. And Kali is, if you know, she is the goddess of transformation. I just got off a prosperity call and we were talking about, I think we've been doing it for at least 6 months and sharing every week kind of what has been coming in for us. And today I was really called, I have another little crystal here, and it's Ganesh, is the remover of obstacles. And to call in the things we want to call in for this new year, for our new refreshed, which we can start now, doesn't have to wait till January, is asking to remove the obstacles, is the tower moment like we pulled in last month that has to level things out to then be able to then now see more clearly, alchemize more naturally. If that makes sense. Am I making sense? Do these ever make sense, guys? Bottom of the deck. Addict. And the light attributes helps you recognize and confront addictive behavior. Shadow attributes compromises integrity and honesty, allows an addictive pattern to have authority over your inner spirit. Addiction is very near and dear to me. That sounds weird to say, but just in my family, my lineage and things and close friends, like I've seen what addiction does. I do believe that addiction is just a rupture and usually part of trauma and a way we cope. You know, we can be addicted to readings. We could be addicted to substance. We can be addicted to people pleasing, right? So again, the themes are coming up here around the dilettante, the monk and the nun and the addict. Is like, where are we in excess too much? And then where are we then, I see the monk and the nun like isolating and hibernating and almost like shutting off too much, right? And thinking the world out there is like nothing to do with me, when it's like, yes, it's a direct reflection of us, even if you are sitting in silence. And so looking at our addictive, I just heard shopping addiction with the holidays, the consumerism. I don't know if any of you also feel just like a bit overwhelmed with that, but just remembering balance, remembering what's important this holiday season. 8/18, my dad's birthday. Try to make these kind of like short and sweet. So let me pull another, I'm just going to pull one alchemy card here. I might just pull one card from each deck now. So thank you. Blood. Of course, I just heard the holiday seasons are about your family, your blood, your origin, your lineage, and again, the ways that we are who we are because of the people that raised us, our caregivers, and the way that we also have to not then just rest on, well, that's the way my dad was, or my mom, or my grandma, and that's how I'm going to be, and like breaking these patterns, breaking these chains, that roles, archetypes that were assigned to us. I think that's also what's happening in this full moon. Like, there is endings coming. It is the end of the year. There are closings, there are clearings. The year of the snake is shedding its skin, right? So that we can then, you know, start our own business, start a new family, I got a new therapist in about 30 minutes I'm meeting with, start new practices that, you know, purify and solidify and honor, but don't cage. Full moon eclipse conclusions are within reach. Look at that beautiful moon. It does look like a winter moon. Yeah, we got what, less than 4 weeks till the end of the year. So conclusions are within reach is very accurate right now. There may be a lot of things clearing out in your life, wrapping up projects, wrapping up relationships. I just heard somebody say, like, in what we naturally move into hibernation season, when you have been doing this work really consistently, there's a lot of newness that's happening too, right? Endings, conclusions are now beginnings. And so don't fear when things are ending. And it doesn't always mean that that person, that thing, I don't know why this card was flipped over. I don't even know how it flipped over, but it's the Sun card. The moon and the sun. We're moving into dark, dark, dark days, dark nights because of winter. But the sun will come out tomorrow. Remembering that, you know, remembering. As a little child, you know, riding on the horse. Joy. This is actually, they say, the most prolific or one of the best cards in the whole deck. So if things are ending and things feel hard right now, know that that is what's coming. Know that your bravery will be rewarded. Know that facing your addictions and your shadows, while in the moment can feel confronting. Confronting. I'm trying to think back to the messages since I started this channel in June, and a lot of it has been like confronting myself in the mirror and the ways I project and the ways that are projected upon me, and, you know, finding that dance, that balance. And so we'll end with this little message here, 12:12. Without hope, we live in desire. Ask yourself, what are my desires? Then ask, what are my genuine needs? Discover how casually you desire things that have no real value to you. Then you will realize how easily you lose your power. It's kind of a deep one. Which desires are your own? Which desires have been put on you by society, by family, by your unconscious? The shoulds, especially right now in the holiday season. I should do that. I have to show up for that. I have to get this. I should buy. Is it truly your desire and your genuine need? Can you be quiet for a second here? Do you know how to come within and hear your own voice? Underneath the inner critic, underneath the to-do list. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. And one more. Deep breath in and out. The desires, the hopes, the dreams, the wishes, they are on our hearts for a reason. And the more we can come within, be still, know our own energy, know our own voice, the more space we can allow for the sun to shine, for the things to slough off that need to slough off, and to call in, I don't know, I just feel like this Christmas miracle spirit of never giving up, you know, on yourself and your journey to wholeness. And the real present is presence with this first and foremost. I'm wishing you guys a beautiful full moon tonight. Don't forget to do your rituals. There are a couple I'll drop in the caption below that I'm going to be doing, including putting out some water to make some beautiful sprays I'm going to gift for Christmas. But some releasing rituals too, which the full moon are always about. So lots of love. Happy holidays. See you soon.